and welcome back to our first battle of the MBT. Mams's battle something. We're not sure, but
Multi-battle tournament is what I call it.
either way, we are here to show off our first battle, which was against Team Mandatory, which was Cheez-Its and Stumbles. On the screen here, we have the team that we built, and up in the little corner, because this is a Poke Paste, we have in the notes section the Pokemon that they had on their team. So their team was the Groudon, the Naganadel, the Cress, Scrafty, Togetic, Cradily, Mega Diancie, Thunderous Eye, Togedemaru, Blaze, Jellicent, and Murkrow. First thing we noticed there is Groudon, Naganadel are very powerful, very scary. Cress
Very
is very
scary.
bulky, and Tailwind can be very threatening.
We also came to a realization that we really don't have like actual Ubers.
Yeah, these guys roll up with two actual, like in singles, Ubers, and in doubles. One of them is still also Uber. Now, the nice thing is they might have Groudon, but they don't really have the Sun support, like the Pokemon that would abuse Sun aside from Blacephalon, and maybe Naganadel's fire attacks. So the nice thing is we're not that worried about the Sun.
But more
So
about the power.
looking at our team, first thing that you might notice is that Tapu Lele is Iapapa Berry. All these Pokemon are basically just speed tiered for the nearest Pokemon that they can outspeed naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from Crocodile, which should be speed tiered correspondingly, but potentially also have enough speed to outspeed, like, I think it might be +1 Modest Blacephalon. But other than that, all of these Pokemon are speed tiered pretty normally. So let's talk about the sets here. Lele is pretty normal with the Iapapa Berry. It's doubles, so it might be eating a couple attacks, but it has decent defenses. But it's got the Psych Up, which seems a little awkward, but it can Psych Up the Masquerain's Quiver Dance there. Moving on over to the Masquerain, it's a lead set with
Yep.
4 different types of speed control.
You never have enough speed control.
Especially when it's all on one Pokemon. So that's definitely a thing with the Icy Wind, the Tailwind, the Sticky Web, and the Quiver Dance.
Yep.
Of note, Quiver Dance
Is
increases our special attack, and our only attacking move is Icy Wind.
it is literally just there for the Lele.
Along with the Sticky Web is very helpful as well. Next, we have Baby Thick there with
Powerful.
no Stealth Rocks. But other than that, it's a pretty standard Piloswine set. Honestly, we almost every time we use a Piloswine, it's basically this set, except with Stealth Rock instead of Toxic. Sometimes we drop another move for Toxic, but Piloswine is very bulky, very good.
Very
Love Piloswine.
reliable.
All reliable. Well, that's a Gyarados. And then we have Choice Scarf Nixon.
He is not a crook.
So in this case, he is. He's a Crocodile with Stealth Rock on our Scarfmon. And also Stomping Tantrum, because it'll only hit one enemy, so it's actually more powerful than Earthquake hitting both enemies.
And it also has a bonus that if they switch out to a Flying Mon or use Protect, the next one does double damage.
It's pretty good. The following Mon is the Zapdos. See, we have here 2 ground types, so we can bring Discharge, no problem. We got Tailwind for some more speed control, and Protect and Roost. Charty Berry, because we can eat a rock type attack, be it from Groudon, which of course we dodged the ground stab that it would have, or from Mega Diancie. And final one is Scarf Azumarill. This thing hits really hard.
Yep.
Or
Especially-
Banded, not Scarf. Banded Azu. This thing hits really hard, and that's about all that it does.
It's all
There's
it needs
nothing
to do.
special in this set at all.
It's all it needs to do. It just needs to get in there, hit hard, take names. Huh. We
I
went.
know.
I still remember we went into this. We went into this match, not too confident in this in how we will do in this league.
We've never really played doubles. We fool around a bit on the doubles OU ladder before this just to figure out what we were doing.
Like literally just after we signed up, we had like a day that we played doubles.
We did not know what we were doing. So yeah, and and here's the battle.
As you can see, they brought the Groudon, the Togedemaru, a Cresselia, the Tornai, the Nagandel, and
It's
the
a Thundy.
Cradily. I mean, yeah, Thundy Eye. And the Cradily. They brought both Ubers, as expected. There's just a lot of power and a lot of walls in this team.
So our game plan was basically hit things as hard as possible to chip them down. Knockoff is looking pretty nice here, and also because we have our 2 ground types, we're feeling pretty good about taking on their 2 electric types. Also, Groudon is kind of scary because it's at Sun,
Mm-hmm.
but it does not get the fire typing. So we'll just play this out on normal and talk about the battle as it happens. So they lead the Groudon and the Thundurus. Those are 2 scary Pokemon, and we lead with the Zapdos and the Crocodile. Interestingly, of note, that is Defiant
Yep.
Thundurus.
That surprised us.
But we do have our Charity Berry, and the Groudon's at -1, and we have a Scarf Crocodile, which should be faster than anything. So first things first, we switch out the Zapdos so it is not eating a ton of attacks.
Mm-hmm. And
Bring in the Piloswine.
which can easily just tank anything that they bring against us.
Again, Piloswine is a super bulky Pokemon, so it can eat these attacks. And then we throw off the Rock Slide, which actually does a lot to the Thundurus, and basically nothing to the Groudon. But there's a flinch chance, so it's not bad. And Smackdown is a thing, and Precipice Blades misses the Piloswine. It would have missed Zapdos either way, and Crocodile takes some damage. But all in all, that's not a bad turn for us.
Nope. That Smackdown and Precipice combo would have just killed the Zapdos.
Yes, but of course, with no Zapdos there, it cannot. The Precipice Blades wouldn't have done much to the Piloswine, as we'll see later when Piloswine is actually hit by a Precipice Blades. But, so, sitting where we are now, if we click Rock Slide, the Thundurus dies. So, we're feeling pretty good. Also, we outspeed, because there's no Tailwind. So, out comes the Togedemaru. As we do the Rock Slide, the Precipice Blade does literally 18. And we smack the Groudon for some pretty good damage.
And next is one of my favorite turns.
Here comes the Masquerain. Eating the Fake Out. And the Earthquake hits literally 1 Pokemon. So it's max damage, and the Togedemaru dies.
that was huge for us because we had the Lele in the back. The Togedemaru was one of the things that was preventing us to just be able to use Lele comfortably.
And Togedemaru being the first thing that goes down. It was so nice. And we still have the Masquerain out, and its Focus Sash is broken now, but it still has all of its other support moves. And also, that Groudon is not looking too hot right now. It's at -2 attack, and we have a Piloswine, super effective out. So out comes Cress here, which is something we want to die, and we Icy Wind, which does literally nothing. Crash into the Groudon slot, and Stockpile. So this Stockpile Cradily is very bulky, and we need to hit pretty hard to do anything against it. The next turn is a pretty boring turn, all things considered, but we get the Toxic off, so that's nice. I don't actually have much to say about this turn. The Toxic is going to be good, because we can't beat that.
So here we go, setting up the Quiver Dance, hoping for the Lele.
and down goes Piloswine.
And we just keep getting Toxics off. They just let us.
I mean, it would have been nice to Toxic the Cress instead of the Thundy, but Toxicing the Thundy isn't too bad.
Yeah,
because Lele can come out and hit something really hard now.
And here we go. The Psych Up.
Well.
Here it goes. The Psych Up. Into literally nothing.
The Psych Up. And Lele is something.
All our jank just destroyed in one turn.
It was very unfortunate. Here's Groudon. And the Azu. And there is no speed, but we outspeed everything because of the webs. So they protect as we double target the Groudon, and then yeah, here comes Azu putting in some work. Down goes Naga, thanks to Psychic, and knockoff
Crit
KOs the Crest.
knockoff.
I'm pretty sure the crit did not matter, or if it did, it barely mattered.
I remember, didn't this turn take like a long time?
Yes, if that crit mattered,
Oh
they
wait, no, it
were
wasn't
going
this one.
to Lunar Dance to bring back the Cradilly at full health and not be poisoned. And we, of course, did not have Toxic on any of our other Pokemon, so taking out this stockpile Cradilly would have been very, very annoying.
Mm-hmm.
That's not saying it's not impossible, because we would have been hitting it with a lot of attacks, so they would have been a good chance to crit. And, of course, I mean, our attacks are pretty powerful. We just can't hit it with the water moves because it was most likely Storm Drain.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, we're up 4-2 right now. Down goes Cradily, and
4-1.
Groudon is not going to be able to finish off 4 Pokemon by itself, especially when it's double targeted here.
And with the
And
webs.
that's the end. Thanks to the webs, we take our first win, 4-0, and when we don't know what we're doing.
It
But I think
was.
our strategies worked here.
Yes, the only I still feel bad that the Psych-Up didn't work, because if it did, that would have been amazing.
I also felt bad a little bit for the crit, but see, like they say here, Cradily won at full with no Toxic. It would have been us just hitting it with our most powerful attacks over
Yeah,
time,
we would
because it was stockpile
eventually.
Giga Drain Toxic. I'm assuming the other move was probably Recover.
Yeah, we'd probably like gotten like at least a crit.
And the crit would have ignored any defense boost. Just depends on how many turns. And because it's basically doing nothing to us, we would have had several turns to pick up a crit with one of our 4 remaining Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, that was our first battle against Team Mandatory. Good game, guys, and sorry for the crit.
And what will the rest of the battles have for the powerful Paloswine? Tune in next time, and thanks for watching.